Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again. Well, welcome once again to another edition of the Volpe Bazzo Report, or as well known in the city on cable, Fight Night at Cablevision offices.
Right.
Once
the
again,
only thing missing here is the beers and a bar.
Oh, that's coming. Oh, we already had this bet now.
That's right. You weren't here
Pizza
last
and
month.
beer after the election to see who wins.
If Trump wins,
right,
we get pizza.
Right. We have to buy it.
If Hillary wins, they get pizza.
Right. And also beer.
When?
After the election.
The day after?
Yeah, I sent you the email that our next tape
will be the day after the election.
Paying attention to you.
I replied to the email. I don't know if you two clowns
but
did.
Not like you can't go crazy with like all sorts of meats and toppings and things like that, right?
All right. So now, do you want your monologue or no?
No, hold on. First of all, our guests, as usual, are Darren Rigger.
They all know. This is Darren and Brian.
Well, no,
and
they don't
Dominic
know.
And Andy.
Brian keeps not showing up.
Once.
He keeps not showing
I'll
up.
tell you, I'm really excited.
Just once, and that's it.
I want to know how the
years.
Pixel Post is doing.
Great.
I'm excited
How
about
is the
tonight.
Pixel
Well, you didn't
Post
sign
doing?
up for it.
Why would I pay for it? You're my friend. You're supposed to gift it
We
to
haven't
me.
spoken in a month.
You're supposed to gift it to me.
Oh, okay. It's doing well. I'm glad to be here. I'm sorry I missed last month, but I can't wait to talk about this real exciting election we have.
And now, people, you should know that our next taping will be the 9th. After
of
the
October.
November,
November,
the day after, and Darren will not be here for that taping because there was a notice sent out that because they're expecting the high volume of turnout for the election, people voting for Trump will be voting on the 8th. People voting for Hillary will be voting on the 9th.
Oh, I thought he was going to be counting the
So
chads.
no. He's going to be. But he'll be out. He'll be helping get out the vote for Hillary on the 9th. So remember, all you Hillary voters.
If you see somebody walking around a cemetery, it's the Democrat. Get out the vote effort.
Listen, I'm coming straight from the victory party that next day.
About an hour.
I'm excited
This
to
is
play.
So you won't sleep? Maybe you'll be up all night. You'll be here bleary-eyed.
Oh,
All nighter.
bloodshot, the whole deal.
It'll be wrapped up by about 9:15 when they declare Florida and
Well,
North Carolina.
hold on a second. But here's,
election's over.
But here's the deal. You have to promise if you have an all-nighter and you're bleary-eyed and the election goes the other way, you can't say, "Oh, I feel like crap. I'm half hungover."
Oh, no.
You
we're
have
here.
to come here.
Yes, we're going to be here.
No, he's always.
Yes.
He's
We're
always.
having pizza no matter what,
Darren
just
has
a matter
always
of
been
who's
a
paying
regular
for it.
on my election on
You-
our
you-
election
okay.
shows.
I just want to say
What are you
this is
talking about? Look at him. He's bleary-eyed now. He's been up all night.
This is my very first show ever doing it with Dominic
Yes.
Volpe, which I'm really excited about.
No,
You guys
So it's a
are
new
very
dynamic,
really
and everyone's
interested.
excited about
I'd
it.
like to
about that.
discuss something before we start the show. Now we're taping here. This is October 4th. The vice presidential debate is going on. Darren is going to watch the reruns when he gets home. Dominic's got a present for Darren. You have a present for Darren.
This is just to keep you awake. We've got a little safety.
While you watch the debate.
While you watch the debate.
While I watch the vice presidential debate.
To, jab you as
Jab
yourself
myself.
once in a while.
So that's
Andy
for
told
you.
me to give it to
And
you.
Thank you.
if you
Excited.
really have to stick it in your eye. But now, anyway,
Right.
about an hour before showtime today, I took Darren home.
God, I can do this right now.
He's a customer. He's a customer on the train.
You're not going to bring up this story now.
No, I'm not finishing. He's a customer of mine in the train.
Oh.
And he said
In
to
your
me,
cab?
in the cab, and he said to me that it looks like Donald Trump had a bad week. And anybody that thinks he didn't is an idiot. That's basically
I did not say that.
But basically, that's what you
No, I said,
Is it deplorable?
I said it looked like Donald Trump had a bad week. That's what I said.
But you said anybody other than Rudy Giuliani and Chris Christie.
No. I then followed up by saying, which one is crazier, Rudy Giuliani or Chris
Okay,
Christie?
so idiot Chris. And Dominic said to me this afternoon that he's starting to lose hope on the election.
Right.
So I want to
Based on what? Based on
what has happened recently.
No. The
coverage.
conversations that I'm hearing at the store,
Right,
of
and all that,
customers
but let me-
coming in,
and this-
I can see that there's a change in heart.
You
early
said this a months ago.
But now
Yes,
I'm good.
sir.
Now this is
And
where
it's
I want my
continuing.
uninterrupted time.
Okay.
The weekend. Now I submit my columns on a Thursday for the following Wednesday when the paper comes out. So I wrote this column the Thursday of the Democrat convention, and I said from here on out, the next 120 days, you are not going to get one positive story on the elections, on Donald Trump. Everything is going to be, they're going to throw everything at him.
I disagree.
Let me finish.
The pictures of Melania were very positive.
Let me finish. And they were going. If they had a lie, they would do it. And people said, even my editor called me up and says, "Andy, you're going too far." But I said, "No, I'm not." I said, "They'll do everything they have to." And that Sunday, the New York Times wrote an editorial, which was my following column, saying that it is all right to throw all journalistic practice out the window in the effort to elect Hillary Clinton because we must save humanity from Donald Trump. So you can, if they have to lie, if they have to cover up, if they have to steal, which apparently they did, that they can and will do to prop up Hillary, and that so the coverage of Donald will never be any good. They will not like you take the tax returns we talked about off the air and in the car. Nobody's talking about the illegality of what the New York Times did. Mm-hmm. Number one, only Donald Trump could release those returns. And yeah, they have a rumor going around that it was Marla Maples, but she wasn't doing it either because she won't even say a bad word about him now. So we know that somebody, maybe a government official. I mean,
Do you think it could be the same IRS that went after conservatives?
I said their credibility is already shot to hell, the IRS.
Hello.
But somebody gave the New York Times a copy of these tax returns illegally. The New York Times, though we're being told by the experts that what they did was not illegal, publishing them, but there is a codicil everybody keeps forgetting. It's the same thing that goes with lawyer-client privilege. You cannot have a protection of an ongoing crime. Getting the returns, getting the returns, that is an ongoing crime. The New York Times cannot claim the Shield Law in getting and printing stolen material. It would be like if you got stolen material at the goods at the store.
It's like it's like hot merchandise.
The police can arrest you for buying stolen merchandise that you know was stolen. Right. There's no way the New York Times can say we don't know this was stolen because unless they got it personally from Donald Trump, he's the only one that could have released them. But nobody is outraged over this. And so you say Donald Trump had a bad week. He's not going to have a good week in the coverage until through Election Day. That's not going to happen. So I have made it a point to avoid the coverage.
Right.
Because it would depress you, like it depresses your customers. Mm-hmm. That depresses your wife, because you see, they say Fox News. Fox News wanted Jeb Bush. Remember this. Donald Trump was the last man standing with the R next to his name, so Fox News is now Trump. They were Jeb Bush, and then when Jeb Bush dropped out, they were Marco Rubio. They were never Trump. They were, there was like a shotgun marriage for that one. Mm-hmm. Remember this. So when you say that even Fox News is doing it, they're having a wonderful time because they were never in bed with him to begin with. The rest of the media, I am surprised how much you are, as a Democrat, are willing to swallow for the election of Hillary.
Is there a blue dress coming here?
The laws that are willingly broken in the quest to nominate Hillary, mainly the cover-ups you have right now. The FBI admitted.
This is unbelievable.
Go ahead, you say it then. You give it to them in this one.
That people who they granted immunity to in the email, correct. Investigation, they let them smash their computers. They agreed to, or they did it for them. What was it?
They smashed the computers for them.
The FBI did it for them. So this whole thing from the
beginning to the end.
Well, from the IRS, it's going back a few years ago. This is what the present administration and what's about to come with the Clinton administration. I'm telling you, something went on with Roberts and the Obamacare decision.
Whoa.
There's no wait a second.
No.
Everything that Clinton.
What did you just say? You said this is going to become the Clinton administration?
He's worried too.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it.
No, I'm telling you now.
I'm not worried at all. She will be the next president of the United States.
No, she won't.
She won't make it through her 8 years. She will be impeached and thrown out of office.
Won't make it.
She'll be the by far the most corrupt, and she will actually get caught.
Do you think she's winning because Andy thinks...
I don't think she's winning. No, I don't think she's
Donald
winning.
is ahead and winning.
I never said he was there. I said he's in the margin of error with everything they've thrown, with the entire bias that has been so obvious and admitted.
You
bias.
said that don't believe the polls that he's ahead by, in some cases, 5 and 10%.
That's not what I said.
All right, what'd you say?
I said he's either ahead in some polls or...
But she is. He's behind in some polls.
But all the polls got them within the margin of error.
The problem
all
she
of them
has
them in the margin.
is that...
So with all that they've thrown at him, she can't get out of that margin of error.
Right.
You keep telling me that Donald Trump has a ceiling of 40%. Well, her ceiling ain't much better. Because and the problem is this race is going to be decided by people who find whichever candidate the least noxious.
Right.
Because they both,
I agree with
within a percentage point, have negatives in the high 60s.
That's the first thing you said I agree with tonight.
You have a...
But you are not going
Well, you have basically she's almost like an incumbent. She's been around for decades. She was in Obama's administration. 3/4 of the country 7 out of 10 say the country's on the wrong track. She can't get out of the low 40s in most polls unless they do Democrat plus 10 in their sampling. So she is in trouble. The problem, and you hear rumors about Ohio is gone for Trump and all this. Who knows what the case is, but I can tell you this, is that you have members of the Bush family saying that, and several members of both Bush's administrations saying they're going to vote for Hillary. You have all the media, you have all the government.
The Republican Party is starting to bail out.
So what I'm saying is that Hillary Clinton will not, on election day, in terms of honest votes, be elected. She will not. Right. However, just like there is every year, you're going to have, and you're the smirk on your face.
Well, because
about votes showing up in Philadelphia.
Please.
Votes showing up on voting machines, which has happened in several elections in Philadelphia before the polls opened. You had whole precincts in Philadelphia. I think we discussed this before.
Well, they just got 4 dead people in Virginia that registered to vote.
With 0 Romney votes.
Well, did they pay the taxes?
Wait, which is a statistical impossibility, okay? And you have an article out today, I think it was CBS News, that the most corruptible state right now is Pennsylvania for voter fraud. Thousands of people in 8 locations. They found over 1,000. There's only 8 locations in Virginia. 1,000 illegal immigrants on the voter rolls. Okay, you have the same thing going on. I think it was an NBC or CBS, local, of course, not national. They don't do any of this stuff. The investigation in Colorado, all this illegal voting. So
if I was Illinois, I'd be totally insulted that Virginia's more crooked than we are.
Well, they're not. Believe me, they're not.
Illinois has always held that title ever since John Kennedy.
And you have a Clinton, and when there's a Clinton and Bush kind of marriage, there's no way in heck that there's going to be an honest election.
But you
there's
act
not
like
a chance.
I know, but you act like this is happening in a vacuum.
No, that's happened before.
No, you act like it's happening in a vacuum.
No, it's
people see Bush or Bush people saying we're going to vote for Hillary, and that the rumor is that the old man's going to vote for Hillary.
Right.
And people say, regular people that haven't voted in years, the same people that gave Nixon the victory in '68, that quote-unquote silent majority, said, damn if Donald Trump wasn't right. These are a bunch of phony bastards.
It doesn't matter.
They were pulling us for chain for all these years, saying, how you vote for us, we're Republican, we stand for something, and we found out they stand for whatever they think we'll fall for. And now these people have hit that tipping point like they did in '68. And you weren't born.
You called this a while ago.
And I'm telling you, the more that this has, so every time Bushy or anybody comes along, the Republican, Lindsey Graham,
I agree with you. You're
and
right.
says, I'm going with Hillary, all it does is
Hillary should stop
validate
running those commercials about Republicans trashing Trump. They don't help.
The New York Times.
Okay, so you don't
ran
think?
Trump's
Wait, I gave you 20 minutes. It's only a half an hour show.
The New York Times ran Trump's tax returns.
Listen.
Everybody had a cow.
Listen.
And then they say, didn't he? Why didn't he return? Release his returns?
Right.
Now you know why.
Listen. We are now. You're all right. You're on the cliff and you're ready to fall.
Not at all.
Okay, you better take it easy.
Not at all.
Okay,
I'm fine
because
with
here's
this.
what's happening. happening? The Republican Party is realizing this. They could actually work better with Hillary because it's let's do the math. If you wait, let me finish.
I heard that report.
So no, this is not a report.
Yeah, it was a news
I didn't hear
story.
no report. I'm
It was
not
a
talking
news
about.
story.
I didn't listen to a news story. You can actually work. The Republican Party would be better served having Hillary as a president. You know why? Because everything she tries to pass, who controls the Senate right now? Republican. Who controls the House? Republican. They're going to do the same thing they've done to Obama now for the past 8 years.
They give him everything he wanted.
what?
They don't have to do nothing.
They gave him everything he wanted.
Well, why? I mean, they're there. That's your elected leaders. Why didn't they do anything?
That's why Trump
Flint,
exists.
Michigan,
Yes,
Flint,
they're
Michigan
scumbags.
sat
But that's why Trump-
in
we
pipes
say
that were
scumbag?
full of
Why
rotten
do you
leg,
think-
and not $1 through FEMA was
Why
ever
do
given
you
to them.
think
You didn't have to
Trump
wait for the
exists?
president.
Because the Republican Party lied to their people. They said we were going to stop Trump, and they gave him everything. And Trump exists. And he knocked out 17 other Republicans to exist. That's how mad the voters
Right.
are.
Which
At
are
the Republican
40%,
Party.
which are 40%.
More than that.
No, it's
Those are just the
40%.
ones that went to the polls.
You can't get any higher than 40.
I
You're
wanna bet?
You're stuck at 40.
You told me he
Before
wasn't
we
going to
wrap
get
up the
higher than
show-
20 once before.
No, before we wrap up
Why
the
don't we do
show,
predictions?
I want to just ask people, if you're really frustrated with the Republican Party and what's happening in Albany and New York State, you shouldn't vote for Terrence Murphy. You should vote for Ali Boat.
The problem is
who's a
Ali
terrific
Boat- she
candidate
might be, but
who's
who-
running for state senate. So remember to vote for Ali Boat on election day.
BOAK. Where she got no signs? She's got no organization.
But
Signs
she
don't
does
win
have the
elections.
Bazzio's money.
Wait, no. What's going on?
No,
with
but
Boat?
signs don't win elections. She's running in a district that should be Democratic.
It's not.
It's where the Clintons live. It's where Andrew Cuomo lives. It's going to go overwhelmingly for Hillary.
It's
and
not.
People are going to vote for Hillary. They're going to vote for Ali Boat.
Yeah, but the problem is you still have Putnam and Dutchess that are going to come in.
It's not going to go overwhelmingly for
No,
that.
this district
First of all-
overwhelmingly.
No,
Those
first of all-
Putnam and
yes,
Dutchess.
The
yes.
Chappaqua
Agreed.
moms
Yes,
are going to
yes.
come out in droves,
Yeah.
and she's going to
She'll
grab
have
onto
a
Hillary.
good-
Hillary doesn't have a coattail. She's got a little pantsuit she can hold on to and pull her
She better
right
have something
up
else
into
you
the
could hold on
polls.
to.
Well,
First of all,
No, but that's true. The numbers are that she should win Westchester.
Oh,
The
she'll
problem
win
is-
Westchester,
The
but
problem is you're in Putnam and Dutchess.
you just
But
don't
that-
have the volume of vote
Trump
enough
is
to
gonna
offset
win
her.
Westchester,
And also,
by the way.
Terrence
No, he
Murphy.
won't. No, he won't.
Terrence Murphy has ethics
bet?
issues.
Yeah.
Terrence Murphy has some real problems.
I'll bet
The
you.
only thing Hillary
You know?
carries is New York County. It's all Hillary will carry is New York County.
she's
and maybe
losing your-
Rochester.
You don't think Hillary's going to win Westchester?
She will.
So you wait,
Overwhelmingly.
So you wait. Who wins New York?
Hillary.
Oh, Hillary because of New York County. Same as that's how
Why
Andrew
wouldn't
Cuomo-
why
Queens.
wouldn't he
Well, not-
win
the
New
city
York
in
County?
general. The city in general.
Right.
Why-
Same as that's how
Westchester-
Andrew.
If he's
Westchester's
so
gonna
well
go for
known,
Hillary,
if
yeah.
he just tells his tenants to go out and vote for him, he's going to win New York.
Well, if you tell yours to, that really ensures
Trump,
I did win
Trump
there.
didn't even
Not-
win Manhattan in the primary.
But Terrence
Kasich
Murphy
did.
also has a lot of ethics issues that he's dealing with. That he's
And
he's
since
having
when
some
has
real
that
problems.
mattered?
Well, it matters to the voters. It doesn't
It does?
matter
What do you think
at
about
all.
Hillary
Wait
Clinton?
a second.
Does it matter to you?
How-
You're the one who said that she was
How-
indicted. You'd
people
vote
stay
for
focused
her.
on,
How does it
you
matter
know,
to the voters?
And Terrence Murphy
It
is
was-
very
no, no,
close
no.
with. He's very close to Donald Trump. Terrence Murphy.
Let's see how much.
Matter of fact,
God.
when Donald Trump went to the convention,
They
it was
shook
Terrence
hands.
Murphy that greeted him, and it was Terrence Murphy that helped to put him over the top to get the nomination. So Trump and Terrence Murphy are really running almost like partners.
You see, and you think that's a negative.
Why? No, and here
That's
in
what I'm trying to say.
Westchester.
You believe
In
that-
Yorktown, it's not. In Mount Pleasant, it's not. Is Somers part of that district? I don't know.
Yeah, somewhat.
And
Yeah,
then
Mount Pleasant is,
okay,
yes.
and Putnam County,
And here
that's
in the
not a
city of
negative.
Peekskill-
In Dutchess, it's
in
not
the
a
city of
negative.
Peekskill, I know Hillary's going to win big in Peekskill, and
course.
Ali Boak's going to win really big in Peekskill.
Yep.
They're going to turn out some really big vote.
Well, that's because you have your voters that you refuse to educate, so they can't read a newspaper, so they just go by what you tell them.
So what's not fair though is you
Why
guys,
would you have someone who's not
you
honest
guys-
on your show?
No, you guys set up a perfect little thing here where Andy repeats one of the greatest grand conspiracies ever created by a paranoia.
Which is what?
That all the media, every journalist in the
Not a
country,
conspiracy.
from
the
Fox
New York
News
Times
to the
said
local,
this.
to the local Arizona
The
newspapers,
New York
are
Times,
all
in
behind
their
it.
editorial,
But wait, if-
said that
if
they
she
are
wins,
speaking
and if
for
she wins,
all
the
the
second
journalists.
conspiracy kicks in, which is that it was a rigged election, which is the other thing that Trump is trying to say.
I haven't said
He's
that.
trying to create
No,
this
I just
atmosphere
said that.
if he loses the election, it was because it was
Darren,
rigged.
I
that it was
only
unfair.
quoted.
I agree with that.
I
it's a-
No,
it's
I
a
agree with that because
win-win.
Trump he's an egomaniac.
But
he is not going to take. He
This-
is
wait,
not
wait,
gonna
that-
be-
that's-
he's-
that's my
he is not
opinion. It has
gonna
nothing to
take
do
his
with Donald
But I
Trump.
He
quoted.
will not take
but my
responsibility
conspiracy.
for the
Yeah,
loss.
that's fine.
He's going to
And-
blame
yeah, say
the
that.
Republican Party, the Democratic
But my-
Party, the illegal
but my
aliens
con-
across the country,
my
across
so-
the pond. He's
quote,
going
unquote,
to France
He's
and,
gonna
and
blame-
Putin
I know, but my-
and
Who
Who
everybody
we should
else.
blame
Mike-
is George
Yeah,
Soros.
but
Because
Mike-
look at
Who you
his
should blame
look
is
at his
Terrence
background.
Murphy.
When
Yes.
things don't work,
Terrence
blame
Murphy.
the other guy.
And if
But-
Hillary loses, she should blame Ali Bo.
But you cannot.
No.
You cannot
But-
throw
but-
the media bias in that same bucket because it was the New York Times.
Look, Fox News is all
You-
for Trump.
again,
And now they're even
the
their own
New
polls
York,
are
that
against
New
him now.
York Times.
Their polls are always
said
against Republicans.
That
They always
their
have been.
editorial.
Fox News?
Yeah.
Their news.
Look it up.
Who's
Look
Frank
it up.
Catalina
Look it
with?
up.
That's what I want to know.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you
right.
now, the New York Times editorial, and you want to dismiss this, even though it's a Bible to your party. Their editorial.
They
I
don't,
read the
the
Daily
Bible,
News.
the Bible's out of their party's platform.
But
Did you
the,
get
the
that?
New
I read
York
the
Times.
Hey, I
Daily
used to read the North County News, and what happened? You put that under.
I read the Peekskill Post.
They endorsed you. and
See,
they
someone's
went under.
smart here.
And by the way, I subscribe to the Peekskill Post, and it's the best. How much is it?
Depends what you want. You got a month, you got 6 months, you got a year.
I bought a year. How much is a year?
It's only $24.
the best $24 I ever spent.
It is
Out of
definitely.
taxpayer money that you pocketed somehow.
Wait, what?
You probably took the quarters from the parking meters. But anyway,
Well, they used to bring it to City Hall, or they still do.
the media bias was written by.
You know, I noticed the last time I took him home at night,
It's
he had a lot
how-
of quarters
amazing
and
when you
dimes
get
in
to
his
the
pocket.
truth.
Way
It's
down.
amazing when you get to the truth of media bias on Democrats because the New York Times admitted it and they said
Wait,
they
are we
speak.
media?
And
I don't know what we are.
Because the two of you are
you
the only
said my- you
journalists
said-
in the room.
You said
No, I'm
my-
the only journalist. He's opinion.
But you
You
said
guys are the only ones who write columns.
But you said that.
and
I-
no one tells you what to write or what to
so
say.
you
Well, that's not according to some people.
You write only things in favor of Hillary, never anything in favor of Trump.
You act-
well, that's what he
because
just
that's what
said.
he's saying.
No, listen, guys.
Oh, that's what he just said.
He's saying-
Realityville. Even
he's
Jim
saying that the media-
Vanderhei, I think, or Way, I forget it, is one of the people who he was the co-creator of Politico. They all came from the Washington Post, who started it, and he came out yesterday or today and said that he can't believe how biased the reporters are in this election, not only by what they're writing and covering, but he said, look at their Twitter feeds. He said he can't believe how irresponsible their Twitter feeds
the
are.
New York
And these are
Times
reporters, not columnists.
gave
Okay.
their
And when I was in
blessing.
journalism
Alright, so
school,
so Brian,
the
let me ask
biggest
you-
problem, and this goes to what Andy was saying about the New York Times, hold on a second, editorial about, well, we have to for the sake of the world.
Sake of humanity, their words. For the sake of humanity.
My professor, and this is SUNY Purchase, the first day we went to for journalism, he said to the class, why do you want to be journalists? And he went around single by single. And
you said to get girls.
No, to be on the Volpe Bazzo show.
That too.
The far majority of people had some semblance
That's higher up on that.
some version of to save the world,
Yeah,
to make the
of
world a
course.
better place,
Yeah.
to help the downtrodden. So if that's wrong, that's not the journalist's job, because then you're playing who's right and who's wrong. Your job is simply to report the news. If nobody got off the couch, journalists wouldn't have a job. We just simply regurgitate what goes on. That is what is
Actually,
missing now.
I think the problem
that
is
is completely gone.
But now the New York Times
No.
says that's all right as long
That's
as
what I'm
it's
saying.
in-
They say that's all
problem-
right.
The problem
Quest
started
for-
with
It's
very
conservative
dangerous.
talk radio.
Look,
No, it didn't.
They broke
Conservative
the
talk
law.
radio.
Wait, hold on.
And nobody
Here's-
cares.
Media
the
bias
question.
was the one
Conservative
before
talk
that.
radio.
So you don't think that all these journalists
people
from
into
New York all the way to
multimillionaires,
California,
hundreds of millions of
right?
dollars.
You don't think
And so
none
then
of them
Fox
are
News and
repulsed by
MSNBC
Donald
saw-
Trump's
What do you?
statements
What
and
do you?
everything else?
No.
So it's
So
for
you don't think at a
profit
certain
media now.
point
It's
they
no
say,
longer
you know what,
journalism.
I can't support him.
It's
Darren,
like-
what-
it's
Darren,
rating.
Darren,
It's rating.
It may not be
It's
right.
not their
Created.
job
I
to
understand.
support.
I
Hold
understand.
on a second.
Their
But-
job is not to support.
I
Their
understand.
job is to
Good
report
luck.
the news.
I understand.
Not
but-
whether they support
But at
him
a
or
certain
not.
point, they're in the room listening to this
But
guy.
they already-
and everything
no.
that is
They've
on-
already got
everything he
into
says
it
is like it's like, oh my God, I can't even be in
They've
the same
already
room with
gone
this guy.
into it as registered Democrats.
What are you guys talking about?
Roger
They've al-
Ailes.
They've already gone into the room as registered Democrats.
we're talking about
that
Roger
was
Ailes.
another
Ooh.
one
No,
of my
no, we're talking about
colleagues. Do
reporters.
you know there's not one member of the
What a waste of
Washington
time,
Press
reporters.
Roger Ailes, I think.
Do you know there's not one member of the Washington
Who supports
Press
Terrence
Corps
Murphy.
that
He does. No, he
That
does.
is
At least they know who he is. They don't know who Allie Boke is.
That
What
is
is
a
she
registered
doing?
But
Republican.
Roger Ailes and
Isn't
Terrence
her
Murphy,
husband
that's-
Now, one member of the entire
Doesn't he
Washington
have money
press
for her
corps
husband?
is a
She's getting a lot of
registered
grassroots support.
Republican. So they've
Listen.
already got into this thing. I can't
And they
stand
went
what
like
Donald
this.
Trump
Yeah, I
said.
know that. Yes,
Whether
you're
he said
lying.
it or not,
Right, right.
but I can't stand it. So you already have that there. So when you tell me, oh, they've already gotten to that point,
All right, so-
they were there before it even had.
The reason
they
talk radio
wrote the-
exists is because of how biased the
They
media was.
wrote the
That's why
story.
that was even needed.
But also the
Because
problem
people
is
finally
that
said,
already
"Holy
happened.
cow!"
But people were shocked by the profit margin.
what profit
I mean,
margin?
Rush Limbaugh.
It makes a lot of money because
there's
there's
a lot of money.
Well, why? Because there's a demand for that. Why? Because
He
you can't get that anywhere
He basically
else.
helped to create
Yes,
this
but-
brand new type of media.
Right.
And it's killing you guys.
Wait, but
because
why
you
is that?
can't
Because you
control
can't-
it.
you can't get
So
that
then
on-
it went from there. It went
on
to
60
the,
Minutes,
It
you
went to
can't
the
get
Sean
it.
Hannitys, and then from there it went to the Rachel Maddows. And so we end up, instead of journalism,
Yeah, but hold
we
on.
end up with television
No,
shows.
no, no.
We end
Yes,
up with
yes, and no.
entertainers
Yes,
that are
and
looking
no.
for ratings.
Yes, and no. Like on Fox News, for instance, and
I
MSNBC.
lump Rachel
and-
Maddow in with that.
I
mean,
hate
you
to
know.
tell you this, we get more viewers than Rachel Maddow.
Guys,
because she's on MSNBC.
you're lumping things
But
in
it's the
unfairly.
More viewers.
There's no Edward
Who's
R.
we?
Murrows
Who's
out
we?
there.
Us.
There's no,
Who's us?
You know,
Our
there's no
show.
Dan
Oh.
Rathers.
Our show
Dan
gets more
Rather, I
viewers than Rachel Maddow.
Old Dan Rathers.
We get more viewers than MSNBC.
The problem is, listen, the media is overwhelmingly liberal. I'm part of it. I went to school with journalists. We all know this. Every poll shows that. We all know that
I
they're
have to ask you a
overwhelmingly liberal.
question.
Hold on a second.
One
So to
second.
make believe they're not is ridiculous, and they've been that way since forever. When I say forever, since at least the 60s. At least the 60s.
Now, are you going to use this as the excuse why you couldn't get sex because they were liberals and you wouldn't sleep with a liberal, or because or did
Liberals are easy.
Oh, they
Seriously,
are?
you can't get sex?
Yeah.
How did
Okay.
this come
All right,
up?
so here we are.
I don't know.
Wait a second.
We got 2 minutes
you
left.
went to
Wait,
college.
I gotta do a
hold on,
prediction.
You went to
Hold on,
college.
hold on. No, we didn't
Are
go to
liberals
college.
easy?
Prediction.
Are
I went to
liberals
college
easy?
too.
2 minutes.
I want to know if liberals are really easy.
Yes.
2 minutes.
I don't remember college.
All right. Give me who wins the as today, October 4th.
Trump. 50,
Wait.
51.2.
Give me, huh?
What?
Trump.
Electoral vote.
51.2.
Well,
No,
okay.
50. What the hell does that mean? 51%.
Percent.
How about just 51%?
51.2.
Okay, 51.2. I
And
gotta
he
write
gets
this down.
275 electoral votes.
Okay, Brian.
If it were fair, 274 for Trump, but he will lose Pennsylvania and probably Virginia because
Not
it's
losing
not.
Pennsylvania.
Yes, he is.
He's entitled to his
Yes, he
opinion.
is. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that, fine. I'm saying that Hillary will become president, and then full circle, she served on the Watergate committee and was dirty on that too.
Okay.
Full circle, she will be forced to leave from office like Nixon was.
Oh my God.
All right, but no, just give me right now for election.
I just told you.
Okay.
Hillary wins.
How much? What's the breakdown?
I don't know. It's close. She doesn't get 300.
Hillary breaks 300.
No.
Okay, Darren.
Florida, Virginia,
So
North
she wins
Carolina,
54,
Nevada.
46.
She'll squeak out Ohio. She'll probably lose
You're sleeping
Iowa.
with her,
She'll break
aren't
300.
you? You're sleeping with her,
What's the
aren't
breakdown?
you?
What's the breakdown percentage-wise? Popular vote.
53,
No, I
47.
don't know. I didn't look at the popular vote.
Okay.
She wins the popular vote.
No,
though.
I mean percentage-wise. Like in other words, 53, 47.
I don't know. It'll
be closer
It'll
than
be
that.
like, yeah, it'll be closer. Our elections are extremely close.
Well, I think Obama
because
got
we
53,
abandoned. We
47.
abandoned 40 states. 40 states are not
Oh, I thought you
campaigning.
abandoned principles.
No, we
and
abandoned.
ethics.
No, there's no
thought
campaigning
that's
in
what you
California.
abandoned,
You know what I mean?
principle, ethics, and law.
Texas,
Right.
they're all abandoned. So
Because
it's
you know
hard
where
to
they go.
because you know where they're going to go.
Right.
So
You also
it ends up being a
abandoned
very close
principle, ethics,
election.
and law.
You know, but I think that we either
Standard,
the
you
Democrats either
abandoned
take
them.
the Senate or tie the Senate, which is going to be interesting. It could be a tied Senate. That thing.
I have no interest in those because those are even more pointless than the presidential.
I think it's this close. I think it's a 51-49, and I think Hillary may lose the popular vote, but I think she still wins.
No, there's no population in the states that he's winning. He doesn't win.
I
He
think
won't
he'll
win the
win the
popular
pop-
vote.
in other words,
and that's why
his-
even
I hope you got your prediction.
even when Democrats lose, they win the popular vote.